Yeah. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Still smell the draw on my clothes. Don't make me have to relapse on these hoes. Yeah,
Take
man.
you back down to packing them rolls. When I was thugging it, couldn't do nothing with it. Straight from the oven with it.
Hovanomics.
Hey, man. Show you how to do this, son.
All right, man. I am Draft, man.
I am Sean-Luc Picard. My bad, I was taking a shot.
Yeah, and we are the Wash Gods. We are washed, never washed up, man. It feels good to be back.
Washed, never washed up. I think I'm starting to get early onset Alzheimer's. I can never find my keys.
Don't speak it into existence.
Yeah.
It's a slow death.
I mean, we all dying slowly. But on a lighter note,
yeah, we're back once again, man. More potases for the goddesses.
Definitely for the goddesses. Hey, ladies.
Welcome back to the podcast. This is some things that we're gonna get into later, but let's get into the countries. Hey, or some shit.
Yeah, episode 48.
Oh yeah, episode 48. I'm sorry, episode 48. Shout out to
Tommy Hansen.
Tommy Hansen. Apparently, he played for the Braves. I don't know who you are, man. I'm gonna keep it real.
Play with the Angels. And
R.I.P. Number 48.
Now he with the outfield. Yeah. And the rest of them Angels.
Shout out to Tommy Hansen though, number 48, man.
R.I.P.
I ain't got enough to say about you, but you know, you Tommy and you be Hansen.
You be Hansening. You Hansen.
Yeah, so shout out to you. But yeah, we're back once again
in the sky. Where them niggas at right now?
The funniest shit, bro. Family Guy. It's like, yeah, man, I'm beating off to them Hanson chicks. Like, yo, Hanson are dudes. He's like, no, I got all the posters.
Why do you announce who you've been beating off? Like, yo, let me tell you what I discovered this week.
What I just found.
Ooh.
But yeah, man.
I guess we kind of did the same thing with porn.
Yeah,
like, yo, have you seen?
Yeah.
Lacey Duval?
Every man, you know, we get into the manversations, man.
This nigga Charles Hamilton had a whole discussion about his porn preferences.
Yeah, he had a whole song, Lacey Duval. Yeah, and she is Lacey. I kind of wish I knew Lacey.
Yeah.
Lacey. But anyway, we are back once again. Shout out to these United States. Shout out to the United Kingdom. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to the kangaroos. Yep. Shout out to Iceland.
Jump man. Yeah, that's me.
Iceland. Oh, Canada.
Number one black podcast in Iceland.
Yeah. Ireland. Germany. Russia. Mother Russia.
Yeah, man.
Don't kill me randomly, Putin. And I fuck with everything you're doing, dog. India,
you stay
France.
strapped.
You be with the shits,
yeah,
dog.
keep the fire on you, bud. Extra clip on that AK.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to France, shout out to Finland, shout out to Costa Rica, shout out to Puerto Rico, shout out to Romania, Spain, Norway.
We coming to see you soon, Romania.
I feel like Norway is new.
I
feel like Norway is new, but yeah, I think Norway might be new. But shout out to Norway if y'all not new.
Shout out Norway.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Ooh, Frozen was from Norway? Yeah.
I didn't know Frozen was a thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Romania,
now.
Spain, Norway, Ecuador, New Zealand,
Ecuador
Denmark.
might be new.
Nah, Ecuador's OG. Netherlands, Sweden, Singapore, Slovakia, Belgium, Italy, and Qatar. As usual. Yeah. We in some places, man. So yeah, man, we are back once again. We are never washed up, like I said before.
Never washed up. Got it out right that time.
Yeah. You want to get into your week?
I
get into mine.
Week was cool. I feel like I've been living. It's funny because Groundhog's Day I think is the 12th.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, shows you how much I know. But I've been kind of living in the same week perpetually. Which
Shout out to Bushmaster C or some shit. I don't know what the name of that groundhog is, but it's some name like that. There you go.
Bushmaster C sounds like a porn name. Name of the pod? Bushmaster C is hilarious. What's his name? Portnoy Earl? Pittsburgh? Punxsutawney Phil.
That's the one I'm trying to think of. General something. Beauregard. Yeah.
General Beauregard?
Yeah. It's like Marshall Applewhite or some shit.
Probably some Confederate soldier that they just...
All right, so
yeah. So I've been living in a in a racist time warp, apparently. A racist rodent time warp. And it's been straight. Again, managing personalities. I feel like the longer we get into this experiment of trying to figure out who's in charge, the less in charge I want to be. And it's cool because I'm kind of, I forgot who said it recently, but I think it was something my daughter was watching in the car on this new Jurassic Park Netflix this new Jurassic Park Netflix series where it was like, yo, leadership, man. That means if anything fucks up, it's your fault. I was just like, all right, yep. This is God speaking to me before my work week starts.
Yeah, you took it.
So
right. Yeah, you shit on my week.
So I'm trying to do my best to make sure that I'm pulling more than my fair share, but never assuming responsibility for anything. At least until I have all the information. Because the biggest part of like working in the kitchen is like maintaining the status quo. And when you have somebody just kind of step out of the chain of command, especially at the top, like all the things that they know leave with them. So you don't really have a leg to stand on if you don't have the recipes or just the order of operations down pat. So it's been kind of free for all, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and when I'm supposed to be doing it. But as the week progresses, I'm getting a better idea of it, and I'm going back to writing everything down. I've got a book that I write down all my recipes, the days and shit, the days in which shipments come, and trying to write down ideas in which help me advance my own personal skill set in the environment I'm working in. So it's been cool. I've been trying out new recipes. I did pho meat bria tacos, which was pretty dope. And everybody seemed to like it, which I was kind of proud of.
What's pho meat?
All right, so pho is soup, and it's soup made from bone broth, it's bone broth made with beef knees and ankles, I guess. But it's basically like just random bones. Like you get the leg bone and like the joints. So you boil, there's sometimes meat still attached to the bone, so you boil it until...
Boil it off. Okay,
yeah. And then when you take it out, when you take the bones from the soup, because eventually all you want is the broth, we take the bones from the soup, there's still meat that's perfectly fine. And marrow, it makes everything delicious, to be honest with you. But I took that meat, and anybody who's been watching anything on Instagram knows that Bria tacos are the wave. And I think I might have put my own spin on it, man. I was really proud of the effort and the commendation I got on being able to come up with a dish that was completely kind of out of left field. And I think it gives me more confidence to just do it again with some other shit. Like I put a whole menu together that I've yet to try. But this being kind of like the staple of like whatever we put on the menu for the food truck, it was kind of refreshing to be able to be like, all right, I can do some shit. Another week of really, really good pho. Shout out to me. I'm talking to Corey, and he was like,
pho.
Yeah, pho.
Photo in the photo.
Yeah, pho king. I'm the pho king, nigga. Respect it, nigga. Get my crown.
Check it.
But I'm laughing with Corey because he was like, nigga, I did not realize you worked at a Vietnamese restaurant. And I'm joking with my manager. I'm like, y'all keep telling y'all want to stay in business. Just change the name, put me at the front. Say it's a black-owned business. Y'all just be silent partners, bro. I walk around and act like I'm the boss, bro. I'm great at doing that, bro. What do you think I do in most of my endeavors in life?
Call shots like a boss. Shout to Slim Thug.
You know?
Yeah, but yeah.
But that being said, the week was cool. Personal life has been kind of in shambles, but fuck it, nigga. We ball.
Yeah.
How's yours week? Or how was your week?
My week was...
Don't touch this kill, so Taji.
My week was fucking awful, man. I can't even lie, man.
This is the end of positive draft right here. We about to get to this. This is draft I fuck with, bro. The draft I've come to know and love, man.
Oh my God.
This nigga got on here and changed, bro. He got a positive outlook and shit. This nigga's looking up. Let's get back to the actual factual, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, man. But my week was just so fucking so like work. As I've been talking about the last few joints, last few pods, like getting back to work has been shitty, and so I had this happen. I clock into work. One of the managers walk up to me and is like, yo, can you come to the office as soon as I clock in? I'm like, you already know. There's nothing good coming from it. Or they say, you know, oh, when you get a chance, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, let's just talk now. As soon as you say that, I'm like, let's talk right now. Because I'm like, we're not.
That's me.
Yeah, we're not going to sit around.
I feel that.
You ain't going to have me.
Pussyfooting with my goddamn.
Let's talk about this shit right now, motherfucker. You got something to say?
Play lotto. Don't play with me, nigga. Let's go. Let's do this now.
Pull me in the office and give me my final write-up. It's my first write-up. Final write-up. I left the safe open. No money was stolen. But it was like, just because it was open, it was a risk, blah, blah, blah. Then they like pull out some other shit. It's like, yeah, man, one of your coworkers said like you made like an inappropriate joke to them. It's like you said something about like not liking baby mothers or something. I was like, well, I have a daughter, man. I guarantee you.
I don't like my baby mother.
My situation is probably a lot worse than anybody's that we could ever talk about. I like, so what are we talking about really? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, then also I'm like, I'm telling them like, yo, sarcasm is just one of them things that everybody's not gonna understand, and that's probably my fault for assuming that y'all had the intelligence to get like, layers in conversation. That's my fault, but it's just like, the fact that I was even having that conversation just pissed me the fuck off. Like I said on the last podcast, there's certain conversations I feel like I shouldn't have as an adult. I'm also telling them like, yo, we selling groceries, man. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, why are we having these conversations about feelings and stuff? I'm like, yo, I do my job. Have y'all ever felt like I don't do my job? Like, it's not about that, man. Like, this is a family atmosphere.
It's not.
And
it's not. One of the few things I learned about business is, yo, anytime they tell you, yo, we're a family here. Nigga, watch for the fucking hook, bro. We're not a family. We're here to do a job. If we treat it as such, things go smoothly. As soon as we start involving each other's personal lives and feelings, it gets more complicated. So I say that to say, you fucked up by talking about your family. you did it. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I feel like a conversation about my baby mother.
No, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't go into it. I just said, yo, if we really wanted, if we wanted to get into it, then I guarantee you, everybody would sit here in silence. Like there would be no conversation. So like, it's nothing to talk about. Like I know I'm bulletproof on that side of things. You know what I mean? But so today comes. And the same person is working with me because I'm like, there's like they tell me like in the prior conversation like, just talk about work, man. Cool, I don't say nothing to the chick all day, except work related things. Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? At the end of my shift, the chick is like, yeah, I need to see you outside. Oh my God. She tells another coworker to ask me. I was like, yeah, I'm not talking to nobody outside, man. We could talk about it with a mediator, but she's a white woman too, so I'm not. Watch
for the hook. What the fuck? Watch for the fucking hook. Boy.
Which I was born on a day, not yesterday.
Not yesterday, bro. Or the day before.
What the fuck? I say, hey, look. If we can go in the room and with all the managers, we can have one conversation so everybody sees everything. We could do that, but we're not having a one-on-one conversation ever about anything. I was like, unless it's about numbers, about the work. She fucking throws a fit, calls the managers and shit. Says like, yo, I'm not, says some shit basically about me not being conducive to a work environment. Like, yo, he didn't want to talk to me when I asked to talk to him. I'm just like, yeah.
I told you I'd talk to you, but with a mediator.
I see her yelling like, all these fucking mannerisms with the manager and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me go ahead and just talk to him.
She wants your job,
I'm off work at the time.
She wants your job.
Of course. Huh? Yeah, that's, I'm sure like.
Man, fuck.
So it's like.
White women.
Yeah. So I see her doing all this shit. So I'm like, I'm about to leave. I already called my Uber. Well, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna let this shit fester. She already obviously talked to the manager, so if I leave now, either way, I'm gonna have to talk to these motherfuckers. I already know. She's white, bro. They're gonna whatever she says.
They're gonna make sure. Yeah, they're gonna make sure her side is heard and put in writing before you ever get a chance to respond.
Of course. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and talk. The guy goes to the manager. I'm like, yo, all right, listen. We just had this conversation about me not saying nothing else but work related things. This is what I did today. And now we're still having another conversation about this, you know? And he calls another manager in. She's a white lady. So here we go.
Double twins.
He's like, yeah, before I talk to you, let me call, you can bleep her name or not.
Call white lady number 2 in.
Mm-hmm. You know, obviously he's going to, you know, he lets her lead the conversation. He's looking at me like, yeah, I agree with you, but he's not saying yes to anything. Because, you know.
He does something.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear hear both sides out.
Basically, at the end of the day, it's like, what you said in your watch moment, that's why that shit struck me. Because it's like, yo, you a leader, man. Like, you got to listen to everybody's side, man, even if you don't agree with it.
I think part of leading,
leader is straw boss, man. This is the same straw boss conversation. They give you this fucking straw hat. They're trying to make you feel big, like you in charge. But it's like, I'm not in charge unless I can do what the fuck I want. That's what in charge is, man. It's not telling other people what to do because you told me what to do and I'm just relaying information. In charge is letting me have freedom. And niggas are never in charge.
Yeah, that's chain of command.
Barack
that's
wasn't
not charge.
in charge.
Yeah, that's
Barack
not
wasn't in charge, man. Nigga, listen to what everybody else do. Like, niggas don't ever get to be in charge. Unless we own our own shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was my week in a nutshell, man. Like I said, I had a whole back and forth. Basically, all that shit ended. You know, I talked to them. I gave my side, and I just left, honestly. They just kept talking about it. They kept moving the goalposts every time I would say some real shit.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but you should have did this. And it's like, all right, but you just said this a second ago.
What else should I have done in post?
Yeah, it's always like, you say nothing is too much.
That's the thing I hate about
something is too much.
When we talked about it on the last pod, like larger companies, because I feel like that moving the goalpost type procedure is only done when people are going to look at you like, you know, I'm never going to give you the type of credit you deserve for doing the work you do. Like, I remember my girlfriend at the time was telling me she worked for this large company. She was saying like, she was telling me the tiers that they rate her as far as her performance. She was like, yeah, this is top tier. This is second tier.
Yeah, we got tier shit too.
It's just like, yo, nobody ever gets top tier. And as a manager, I know nobody ever gets top tier because I grade the managers under me. It's like, yo, you can't.
That's exactly.
You can't get top tier because everybody needs improvement. That's so even if you're doing the best job out of everybody,
same thing that's how
in your particular area of expertise, you're not going to be commended as at the highest level of performance.
Even with my job,
they're not going to give it to you.
With my job, it's even worse. Like, so with your first 45 days, they have a vote at the end of it with the coworkers, and they decide whether you're actually hired.
Oh, so it's Lord of the Flies. yeah. Which one of you motherfuckers is Piggy? Yeah, drop this stone on your head
So
and
it's
get you the fuck up out of here.
So basically, they voted me out. But the person that hired me was like, yo, I realized you didn't even have no chance. Like, you missed a whole month. Like,
and they probably mad because they're probably mad because you came back and was like, yo, I'm unbothered. I'm still the manager, and I just got back from London.
Cool, and like even like missing the check, I wasn't even really tripping. It was just like whatever. You know?
Yo, it's funny how, and I say this working at another company that we're both familiar with, when you black. And you go through a period of time where they see you go from having issues to having none or being better. They immediately want to know why. And if you don't let them know why, they start to feel upset. Like they're
like at the end of the day,
they're perturbed by the fact that you aren't as stressed. Like, I feel like there's something about.
I work with mostly suburban whites. I'm a nigga with braids and tattoos and shit. Like, obviously, I know I'm already on thin ice, you know what I mean? Just out of my look, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They want me to be a nigga. Like, I feel like all this shit is, they want to see an emotional reaction. They really sat down and said like, man, maybe it's just the way you talk is abrasive. I'm like, but I didn't speak to the person all day.
No.
He's like, yeah, but just the way you're saying this, like, you're talking to me, it just feels really abrasive. Of course, the white person said this. Yeah. I was like, man, abrasive is ghetto. It's every black.
Abrasive is having dark skin.
Yeah, of course.
Abrasive is me making my point.
I feel like you're being right, and I feel too challenged about you being right.
I feel threatened.
Yeah, because I don't have a response. Because you fucking outfoxed me and shit. Like, it is what it is. It's like, yeah, we gonna do this word shit. motherfucker, I do this shit all day, man. Yeah. Like we not gonna, like I check all my boxes, man. You gotta really wake up early to catch me slipping, man. But yeah, man, my week was shitty, man.
Yeah, that's kind of the burden of overthinking. Like not even overthinking, but being a thinking individual.
It's often a burden, but it's also a very good weapon to have, because like somebody gonna always throw some random shit at me, and it's like, motherfucker, I thought about this shit already. I think about everything, motherfucker. Yeah. Like you think it's new. You thought you like caught an angle that I wasn't thinking about.
Having common sense is almost like having credit. Yeah. Like you glad you got it, and you just don't want to necessarily have to use it. Yeah, like I don't want to have to use that. I can use common sense in my day-to-day life for me, but having to use it for some shit like brakes or like emergency purposes is fucking annoying, because now I'd much rather spend this money on something I enjoy. Like I'd much rather use my common sense in like, I don't know, the pursuit of pussy or money outside of having a job. Yeah. But having to do it in order to defend myself is never like my top list of things to do when I go to work.
I feel like it's my multi-tool. It's my fucking 12-in-1, man.
See that?
Like I gotta have all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have my pocket knife. I gotta have all that shit, man.
Gotta have a corkscrew.
Yeah, man. I need all that shit, man.
Just in case. I never know what these motherfuckers gonna throw at me.
I keep that shit on me, man. But yeah, it's just, yeah. The funny thing about like me overthinking is like, as I was overthinking the situation, I'm like, yeah, I know me being silent is gonna be a problem. Just watch, because they don't want to.
Because it allows them time to create their own narrative.
Mm-hmm. It's like, damn, man. Like, what is he mad? Like he's fucking tap dancing. He doesn't have his white gloves on and shit, and his fucking big top hat.
Nigga don't give a fuck. I wonder what he's got going on.
What is he gonna kill me? What's up? Like, you know,
probably gonna meet me outside.
Yeah. I even told them, like, at the end of the conversation, it was like, yo, like, the only thing that's frustrating about this is like none of this belongs on my radar, man. Like y'all don't belong on my radar. This is a money situation. You pay me for work, man. Like we got to start talking about work.
Stop talking about feelings.
Yeah, I'm like, who works? Like, do y'all care about work? And I feel like I've had that conversation with almost every job fucking I've been at. It's always like, yo, why don't you just be more social? It's like, man, no one ever cares about the actual work. It's about like how much you kiss their ass.
Superlatives.
Like, how come you're not in with us? How come you don't want to be my friend?
That's another reason why I don't mind not working for a larger company right now, because I don't have to play. I don't have to play the social politics.
Yeah.
Like it's harder for people to be assholes. Like I had the conversation with one of my coworkers when I got to see you every day, and it's just gonna be me and you in here.
And it's less space.
Yeah, like we gotta work this shit out.
Sure.
And I'm telling my coworker, because I remember we talked about outbursts, and how we feel about PDFs in general. And I was like, yo, I had to tell her, I'm like, if you feel frustrated, just talk to me. Even if you do have an outburst, I'm not going to feel no kind of way. If anything, I'm going to laugh. There should never be a reason why me and you argue, because I'm here to work with you. Like, you are here to work with me. And she agreed. Like, we have the same.
When it's more space, it's like, all right, I'm going to tell this person about it. And
I'm going to tell I'm going to run it through all these channels before I ever bring it to the person who I really want to have this conversation with. And I think people who work in those type of environments probably have the same type of mannerisms and characteristics in their personal life, and they just bring that shit with them to work. So it makes, like, if y'all trying to treat us like, yo, this is a family environment, and you got one person who just want to be the rebel rouser out of the clique, nigga, that shit is gonna fuck up like families do. Like, and it shouldn't. The disconnect should be, we keeping this professional. I'm not gonna be as emotional as I would if I feel like me and you got a common bond and we gotta work together, because I don't have to work with you. Like, I can go, you can quit this job, or I can quit, or we can both choose to do things that don't allow us to work together, but the job still has to be done. Our day is gonna work smoother if we work together, but we can find another way out of it. It's just gonna cost us more time, more thought, and nobody really has, especially in the kitchen. You don't have the freedom to do that shit. Like it's shit that's gonna come at you sideways.
It's such more of a team sport. In the
Cooks
kitchen.
and soldiers, bro.
Yeah.
Like I think the less time you have to worry about how you feel about some shit when you in the trenches,
nigga, it's good to be on the busy.
You stay on your square. Yeah, and I think with a job like
we got a lot of downtime, a lot of work.
It remind me of you know what I'm saying, the gym. Like you look at the same type of people in the same type of environment and how they carry themselves. They just like to make messes to see other people clean it up and walk away from it. So working in those type of environments, I definitely feel you, man. Just you know what I'm saying, keep your head low for as long as you can and keep firing.
The crazy thing is like you can't keeping your head low is the problem. Like
because you the head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like what is he thinking? Like was he planning something? It's like, man, I'm just really here to do my job and go home.
So
another thing I said in the little quick meeting, I'm like, look, just want my money. I'll be respectful to everyone, and I'm going home. And it should never be any more things than that. Like that should be the end of all conversations. Like I'll do whatever, but I just don't want to talk about personal things with anybody here. Respectfully. I feel like that
sounds square. If somebody told me that to my face, the only reason I'd be offended is if I wanted to have.
And that's what it is. And that's what I was supposed to say. Like my problem is I work retail, and I feel like retail attracts the type of person that's emotionally needy. And because I'm not like that, it feels like an attack. It feels like a personal attack. Because they spend their whole day like, hey, how you doing? Hey, can I suck your dick for a bag of chips? Like, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work on a mano y mano like type thing. It's like, all right, you here for a thing? I'll do that thing. You pay the money, we do the thing, and that's it, man. I would be respectful in the meantime, but I'm not kissing your ass. Just ever. You know what I'm saying? I'll be respectful. If respectful ain't enough, then with anybody in any situation, I'm out.
Yeah, I remember it was a point in time where I got past. I had issues working in office spaces with women for that exact same reason.
Yeah,
it's like
respectful ain't enough.
Yeah, you gotta kiss ass, and I don't wanna have to do the formalities. I don't necessarily want to kick it with you niggas. Like, it ain't personal. It's just I got cooler friends. Like I have other shit going on. I had to explain that to somebody who I was talking to recently. Like, yo, it's a hierarchy of things I care about, and like work is one of those things. But after work, I have a whole other life that has to be tended to, and it ain't personal. It's just that these things.
Even when I'm at work, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and when I'm not at work,
I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing some other shit. Yeah. Like I'm doing the things that you already see me doing, and having a job where people see you do outside of work. Because God forbid these niggas find out you got a real life outside of this shit.
I'll never.
Nigga, you'll never hear the end of it. They'll be cool with you, and then when some shit go left, it'll be the reason why some shit went left.
Of course.
But I mean,
motherfuckers listen to this pod and like,
look at him talking about me.
Yeah, I would never give him that, man. Yeah, but
that's why the money gonna come. We gonna talk about all you motherfuckers. I swear to
God. Yeah, my week was sorry, it was a long ass like story, man.
That was worth it, bro. R.I.P. Cicely Tyson.
Yeah, let's do that before we go to the break. R.I.P. Cicely Tyson. A great actress, actor.
Very inspirational individual.
Very inspirational.
Like you going through all.
She saw it all
eras of Hollywood.
I believe like she was born in the 1920s.
1927.
Yeah, so just a strong lady, man. One of those people that honestly, man, you know what? Like
born in Harlem.
She was like one of those chicks. I felt like she was always beautiful, like throughout her years. When you look at like a young Cicely Tyson, you look
she was
like
married to Miles Davis.
Damn, that's crazy. But yeah,
that's wild.
That's wild. Yeah, but you look at a young Cicely Tyson, an old Cicely Tyson. She's still beautiful. You know, strong black lady, man. She always, you know, in my age, she was always playing the strong black mother, grandmother, in all her roles, and it was just amazing to be in her 90s. She was still acting, still active.
Favorite Cicely Tyson movie?
Color Purple. I don't know.
Was she in Color Purple?
I don't know. I just did
it sound about right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Hoodlum. She played Madam in Hoodlum.
Nice. Yeah. I don't watch movies, but shout out to her. Because I was gonna say some Tyler Perry shit. I don't know.
She was in some Tyler Perry shit, but we're not gonna honor
Diary
that.
of a Mad.
Oh, she was in For Color Girls. That's your favorite one? Oh, I was about to say, you bitch.
She was
shout out Color Girls.
She was in Diary of a Mad Black. Shout out. Yeah.
Diary of a Mad Black. a Mad Black.
On that note, man.
Bleep all this shit.
Yeah, man. We'll come back with the shits, man. We'll be back. Back to the pod.
Yeah, we gotta come up with an intro song. I think we can do Welcome Back for the intermission joints.
Shout out to Mace. Yeah. We're back once again. Let's get into the wash moments, man, because we are washed, never washed up. But yeah. I'm gonna get into mine. So I can't remember what I was watching, but they played like "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday."
Yeah, written by the illustrious and you know what I'm saying, Master P.
What's that? Boys to Men, right? That's Boys to Men. But I just thought about, that shit is a cappella, bro. It's just with a snap, nigga. There's no beat, bro.
Wasn't that the Beatles?
Was it?
Yesterday was done by the Beatles.
Yesterday.
Yeah, nah. Yeah.
Oh, that's not the same song?
Not at all. Yeah, not even close.
It's So Hard to Say Goodbye?
Mm-hmm.
Who sang that? Was it just Boys to Men?
Yeah, just Boys to Men, man.
All right. Shout out to Boys to Men.
But yeah, I just thought about like, damn, bro. First of all, these niggas is from Philly, bro. These niggas is really a hood
They from the slums, bro.
Niggas really from the hood.
This nigga Mike walked with a cane because he got shot, nigga. You thought that cane was just looks. This nigga got popped. No, for real.
Yeah.
I saw it on Insider. What is it? Inside Edition. Like they did Mike must have been the only one they could get, which is funny because I always looked at Mike like, yo, you got the easiest job ever. You don't have to do no.
Was he
like
the low tone nigga?
Yes, he was just the interlude, the breakdown
did
nigga.
He die?
Nah,
He still alive?
He died.
Yeah, one of them. I thought one of them. Yeah.
I think Wanye and Sean just separated. Like they just went solo. Sean was doing like American Idol or some shit.
Yeah, Sean out here.
Yeah, Sean was getting that money with that Noble Negro fro.
Didn't they have a residency in Vegas for a bit?
What?
Yeah, they did.
Vegas is a weird place.
But anyway, like, I heard that song and I'm like, damn, these niggas really from Philly. Like, they really hood niggas.
Mm-hmm.
And like, then I thought about even before Boys to Men. I thought about like the 5 Heartbeats. I thought about that's not a real group. Temptations. Yeah.
Nigga, the Isley Brothers.
Bloodstone. Like all those
Ohio players.
Spinners. Fucking the OJs. Like these
all them doo-wop niggas was hood niggas, man.
Yeah, niggas was really on the corners with this shit, nigga.
In front of a fire barrel, nigga.
Niggas wasn't playing no games.
Living
nigga.
just enough for the city.
Niggas will give you a crazy harmony, then beat the shit out of you, nigga.
Yeah, you seen Cooley High?
A nigga and sell dope, nigga. That all in one night,
yeah,
nigga.
all in one night.
Like, I'm like, yo, that type of nigga that type of group of people will never exist ever again. That do harmonies and also will beat the shit out of you.
The nigga from for all those who are fans of our music, the nigga from the fake news skits, I remember part of that conversation, he was talking about being in the doo-wop group in Atlanta. And him seeing that part where he was talking about, like, I remember going to the Peacock and seeing the Temptations, nigga. And he was like, yo, we were trying to get on that show. So we went to the Peacock and saw the Temptations.
And like, cause like that shit was the rap of their time. So that was the black music of the time. So it's like, nigga, that's what we doing. So like
songs like Papa Was a Rolling Stone came from real life experiences.
Shout out to the cat that wrote but it was a dude that wrote that.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and they didn't want to sing it. Honestly, like, it was in the movie and shit. But yeah, that's like a real story too. Like they actually didn't want to sing that song because
it didn't fit their image.
No, they just didn't want to like put their pops on blast like that. It should look crazy. Like shitting on your dad like that. Like I think people hear Papa Was a Rolling Stone and that shit sound light, but that shit's low key shitting all over your dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like none of them.
When he died,
all he left us was alone.
Yeah, they low key trademarked Rolling Stone. Like, fuck the band. Like I didn't know about the Rolling Stones until my teenage years.
Yeah, Papa
was a Rolling Stone was where that term came from. And I think it probably came from, like, I don't know what the Rolling Stones, where they got their originated name from, but I'm sure
they got a lot of black shit in it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, didn't they,
in their music.
Who was it they were following behind here in the States? Was it, I want to say it was Jimmy. Who was the people that was following, the band that was following Jimmy a lot? Like they're saying, it was rumored they had them in the Andre movie. Like it was an interaction where one group was leaving stage and Jimmy was coming out. And they were like, "Yo, big fan of your shit." And that was one of the reasons I think Jimmy spent that time in London because he had just so many fans. But anyway, yeah, man.
Anyway, yeah, man. I just thought about how like doo-wop, all these niggas who used to harmonize together used to be hood as fuck, bro. And like I used to love this shit, bro. I love Bloodstone. I love Jackson 5. I love to
Sly
hear
and the Family Stone.
Yeah, I love to hear people harmonize together. So like,
nigga, one of the reasons
my
I
watch
know,
moment is just like I know that shit is.
we left
never
out the
gonna be a
God.
thing.
Nigga, R.I.P. Rick James.
Oh yeah, shit. Rick James, nigga, he got an album called Street Songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's singing, nigga. He got a whole band.
Ghetto Life.
He talking about street and shit. You talking about ghetto life. He got a song called Mr. Policeman talking about police shooting niggas. Like this shit is real shit. Like I just missed that part of
Rick
life.
James was still alive. He be signing Griselda right now.
That should be so ill too.
Oh, nigga, Rick James on Griselda?
But yeah, that should have never happened again. And just like the washness of me, I can never like teach my nephew about that. He'll never understand. Maybe he will, but I
Rapper
feel like
had
he'll
to bring
never
it back
really
to him.
understand like a street nigga that sings because like street niggas don't sing no more. I mean they do, but they do like.
I'm about to say free Trey Songz.
I mean, shout out to Fuchs, the God.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fuchs. Moray, like Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug, like they all sing, but it ain't a group of niggas. You ain't gonna
Future. Fucking Thug. Now that you think about it.
You ain't gonna find a group of niggas though. Like that is dead. 5 niggas on the corner, nigga, singing. What? Yeah.
With that file.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, nigga. Yeah, with the shits, nigga.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna run up on the OJs, nigga.
LSG would never.
Yeah, niggas ain't about that shit no more. But yeah, that's my wash moment, man. Just like, damn, man, this is the type of shit I enjoy. And it's like, and y'all nigga gonna look at me like I'm ridiculous. Like, nigga, yeah, these niggas on some street shit. If I play like some love song for them, just for like my nephew, and I'm like, yo, these niggas, you don't want to fuck them niggas.
We in the car riding the Fire and Desire. I'm got the strap out and I'm crying.
Playing Fire and Desire, nigga.
Baby.
Nigga, Rick James was a street nigga. Nigga, what the fuck we talking about? That nigga did a bid, nigga did everything, nigga.
Barry White, Barry White decide he was gonna be a singer in jail? Like he said he was selling tires before that. He was locked up and he heard, I think he said he was writing music on the side and he was locked up and heard one of his songs on the radio and was like, oh shit, I gotta take this music shit serious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my watch moment, man. Street niggas will never be on that harmony shit like in a group no more. That shit dead. It's just long gone.
Yes, that's a solid wash moment, man. Mine, I like wash moments that ain't personal. Unfortunately, mine don't fall in that category. Because it's more of it's a viewpoint of the world. This is more a viewpoint of Sean. But I went on a bike ride and I just recently got my bike back. It's been a long time coming. You know what I mean? Trying to get back on my fitness shit. My barber told me I look fat. He was like, yo, you depressed, bro? And I was like, I mean, yes. I don't know what my tell was this time, but yes. He was like, nigga, you came in here looking like at least 10 pounds heavy. I don't know if it's the weight room or the kitchen table, nigga, but that's how me and my barber talk, man. I appreciate the honesty. But
you need those people like that in your corner, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out Rail. But I'm on
Rail.
But I'm on Edgewood and it's I get off of work around 6. So critical mass was supposed to be yesterday, but Friday.
What's critical mass?
Critical mass is a traffic jam of bikes. That's pretty much all it is. Every Friday at the end of the month, any riders in the city that want to come out, they meet at Woodruff Park. It's the largest one I've been to. It's been maybe like 300, but it's just a mass of bikers, and they take a ride around the city, maybe like 7 to 13 miles. It's pretty cool, man. It's a good thing to do if you don't ever get to see Atlanta like that. Number one, And number 2, if you're interested in getting into group rides, it's a pretty decent group ride. You've got all types of experiences as far as
to the biker boys
riders. But yeah, anyway, I tried to go the critical mass,
Retro Star,
and it didn't turn out too well. So me and Q, shout out Q, we're on Edgewood, and we happened to be out in front of our bar.
Shout out to Q.
I had stopped by all my niggas at City and Ink 50, because niggas said I don't shout them out. It's the second time this happened, the second part in the road this happened. But yeah, shout out 50. It used to be him, bro. So I mean, bad luck passes.
Yeah,
whatever.
50 though.
But yeah, 50. I had to shout that shit out because niggas tried me. I felt like I wasn't really representing the squad no more, man. I got chastised publicly from the niggas I didn't even know. It was embarrassing, but it was all love. So shout out Lyric, shout out Corey, man. Shout out James, man. All the original 50 niggas, man. We stand in solidarity. And Rosie, man. I know you over there at
shout out Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie Osama. But anyway, I'm on Edgewood and I happen to be on my bike. I'm kind of on the sidewalk just trying to wait for Q to finish a random conversation she having with this homeless lady. And this dude is walking by me, so I'm kind of standing still, but still on my bike. And as he happens to walk by, I'm thinking to myself, this is why you don't be careful with your thoughts, because whatever you think becomes reality like that. But I'm thinking, like, man, what if I just fell over into this nigga and he just flew into the window over Noni's? Like, I'm sitting right in there in front of Noni's. So sure enough, I'm thinking, and I think I probably laughed to myself a little bit, lost my balance, bumped this nigga. Nowhere near as drastic as my thoughts, but at the same time, in pure nigga fashion, he overreacts. I didn't even fall off my bike. That's how much I lost my balance. But we bumped into each other. I circled back around, and he's standing there with his mask on, his arms. I was like, damn, nigga, you almost knocked me over. And immediately I'm thinking about how many ways this could go bad. Like, I could be perfectly fine, and it could still go terribly. Like, and I was like, I apologized immediately. I was like, yo, my bad, bro. You got it. And he was like, yeah, but what the fuck? You just learned how to ride a bike or something? At this point, I'm like, yo, this is open invitation number 2 for me to fuck you up. Because if anybody knows us, nigga, Edgewood ain't foreign territory. That's kind of home base. I don't necessarily have to go far to find anybody I know. And even if I didn't, like I live here in Atlanta. Like, I don't interact like that with locals, even if I don't know you. Like, it's not because I know what Atlanta come with. Like, so I'm standing there thinking to myself, like, man, I don't really care about fighting this nigga. Like, there's no ego left in me as far as debating with a nigga whether or not he's right or wrong or how I feel about his behavior. If I know I'm never gonna see you again, I don't give a fuck. Like, the only way I'm ever gonna respond to a nigga is if, like, me or like somebody I consider family is in danger. Other than that, yo, you good, bro. No, you got it. I'm a pussy. Like, you got it, bro. Because I know if it's me and you standing in a particular place with no audience, there would be no show. Like, there would be no show.
Say, like, what Hope say?
Fake niggas.
No, the minor league jet.
Oh yeah, moral victories of minor league coaches.
Moral victories of minor league coaches, man. It's like you need this little victory because you ain't got shit going on.
As I bumped him, I also noticed that it was these girls that tried to get his attention, and that's why he looked away, and I fell into him. So as he looked away, like, he might have walked into me, but I know only because I had that thought, like, yo, what if I fall into this nigga and he just fall through the glass and Noni's? Like, how would I get away? How would I get out of this situation? Did we accidentally bump into each other and he tried to put on this show and the girls just stopped standing there and I'm just looking like, yo, you got it, bro. I'm riding around them. Like, and I felt like for some random reason I connected the two, because again, personal shit, I connected the two. It was like, yo, I care about fighting like I do about getting pussy. Like, I don't care about like the passion, the fight for either is completely gone. Like, I have no desire to try to work for pussy. Like, if it fall in my lap, it's a blessing. If I chase it, it's a sin. I'm not worried about it.
I got to the point where I have nothing to prove
at all.
Like, it's just nothing to prove.
Yeah, so if I had to sum it up, like, overall, my wash moment is realizing that I don't really have anything to prove at this point. Like, I am whatever you say I am. Yeah. And I'm just gonna exist. I'm gonna exist in that space for you. Like, I'm just gonna move where I'm more appreciated.
Yeah, I've already defined myself, so it's like I don't really give a fuck about nobody's definition.
I said. Jealousy, I said.
Made the whole industry mad at me, I said. Yeah, shit just like, I don't have time to like talk about your definition of me or prove to you I'm somebody. Like, I understand that shit completely, because like I would never, come on, man. If we gonna be on some tough shit, I'm gonna let you win, and then I'm gonna really get you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be really fucked up when I do it. But I would never do
shout
that
out Draft.
shit.
I hit shout out Draft. I hit that nigga with, I'm gonna see you later, bro. As he walked down the block. I remember a situation like that. Shout out to Swag. We was talking about this recently because I seen him earlier this week. But a situation happened like that at where we was watching the Falcons go to the playoffs, whatever year that was. I want to say when we lost 27-3 or whatever. Like we
was in that Super Bowl year.
The Super Bowl year. Yeah. We were at
28-3.
28-3 We were at watching.
What's the definition?
What was it?
Was the score until
we the NFC?
Yes.
Yeah, we were watching the NFC championships or whatever. And I think we scored, and I'm jumping around. I think I threw, like, we had a Bluetooth speaker. And I got this thing, like, when I'm really excited, I'm just going to destroy shit. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's probably the fact that I started processing, like, I used to tear shit up when I was angry, and I realized, oh, shit, all this stuff is mine. So now when I'm excited, and I usually happen to be in other people's shit, I tear shit up. You got to get the energy off somehow.
Maybe, but all right, go on.
But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But I threw the speaker down, bro. I knocked the speaker down. And it happened to fall like this falls on your foot. It falls on his foot. This nigga picks the shit up. Customer picks the shit up, slams it on the ground. Boom, nigga. Like, hey, bro, don't be throwing no speaker at me. And everybody in the store was like, yo, who threw a speaker, nigga? Nigga, Swag go behind the counter, grab his. It's like, nigga, get your punk ass out the store, nigga, pussy. And he backing out of the store talking shit. And of course, is right next to there, so he makes
some of that shit. But go on.
We gonna bleep a lot of this shit. But he walks out the store making this big ass scene, and I think to myself, like, man, this shit could go so bad for you, bro. You really just putting on a scene for your ego. And I thought to myself in that moment, like, I never want to be this nigga. No matter what happens around me, I never want to be the nigga putting on a show for the sake of
like you said, about
an audience that don't even know my work. Like, you don't even know who I am or what I do.
Like we said in like hella podcasts before, like, the good thing about like hallucinogenics is like the death of ego, and like it like teach you how like useless ego is in a lot of situations. Like, this shit really causes more problems than it solves.
It's the source of all negative occurrences that like, you can control.
Yeah,
like there's nothing that I could control that went bad for me that wasn't fueled by ego. Whether it's like pussy, money, like altercation with another nigga, like my issues with family, all of that shit is like fueled by ego, and it never solves anything. Like you said, even with your work shit, like staying silent is usually like the best course of action. When you realize you don't have a hand in if you don't have a say in your fate, even if I'm quiet, it's just not meant for you. And all of that is made very, very simple by just taking your ego out of the situation.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, I'm just do this. Like, whatever happens outside of that, I know I was solid in the situation. I can live with the results. You know? Right. But yeah,
wash moment.
I guess that was your wash moment. Yeah, I don't even remember where we started. What's the next topic? T.I. Shout out to my nigga Tip, man.
Shout out Clifford, man. I don't know what Tip got going on, but I hope Clifford is there for his family.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna go too deep into the details, but what I will say is, let's not be like rush to judgment on everything. You know, I'm a nigga that said fuck T.I. on this podcast probably. Yeah. And
it seemed shady. Like, there's been a lot of conflicting stories.
What sucks about being black and successful is like you're walking on fucking ice.
Mm-hmm. You walk heavyweighted crown. You just waiting for somebody to take your spot or try to.
And not even take your spot.
You draft at work.
Yeah. And I don't even think it's really take your spot. It's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, the same knife they knight you, they gon' good night you with. Mm-hmm. Show you how to do this, son.
Hey, man.
Like, that's
I can show you my notes, bro. I'm taking notes. I'm writing that one down.
But yeah, like the same, you know. So like they prop you up just to like cut your head off, you know, lower the guillotine. So It's just tricky, man. Every time I see news with black celebrities, it's like it's so easy to rush to judgment, but us as black people, we gotta kind of be trepidatious.
Big words.
When we like rush to judgment with people, let's take the slow walk. Let's like look at all the details. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, Black Twitter's such a big thing. If we got to a point where we started managing our personalities, I saw them try to the point where I saw them try to do it with Clubhouse, but that shit the reins got away from them fast.
There's no definite ego, man.
Yeah.
Like, to get a whole society to have a definite ego, the ego is what most people live on. So it's like, you take away that from them, they have nothing. So it is what it is, man. Shout out to my nigga Tip, man. I don't want to go too deep on the details. We gonna let that shit figure itself out.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna not talk about it because it is a thing.
We are in Atlanta, and I do feel like it makes sense to have that conversation, especially based on the fact that he's still trying his best to be relevant right now. I'm not even gonna say trying. He's trying to be relevant right now.
Yeah, I can't. I
can't speak to what degree he's trying.
I
want to say he's passionately doing this because it's what he feels.
I never had a conversation with Tip. I think we met Tip.
Had a few conversations.
With I know we Tip was at the show at South by.
We met him. I think we ran into him.
We met him at too.
And then Vince and I ran into him during the Atlanta Got Soul days. We ran into Crit around that time too, and Crit was the bigger draw for us. I'll just say that.
And I wasn't necessarily disappointed when I met Tip, so I give him that. Like, it's a lot.
I think Tip is Tip when you're around him, and I think that's one of the things that, like, depending on whether you meet Tip with T.I.P. or T.I. rather, like, depends on what album you get. You might get an Urban Legend, or you might get I'm Serious.
Yeah. But yeah, man, shout out to Tip. What's the next topic? Oh, okay.
We can talk about the spike in GameStop and AMC stock before we get to that, just because
it's all the same.
Subsequently, Robinhood's response to the spike in GameStop's stock.
Robinhood's
say that 3 times fast. GameStop stock.
Yeah,
GameStop stock.
Robinhood's
GameStop
response was due to government influence. So let's it's not about them. Like, it's not about them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the bigger conversation is like the power of the people and like, and in the end of the day, like
them choosing to drive a stock up based on the fact that this is what they want to care about.
When people figure out the system, now the system is unfair.
Moving the goalpost.
Moving the goalposts. Yeah, you're right.
God
talked
damn.
about earlier. It's always that. It's like, okay, so we figure out short selling is a thing. Shout out to the Big Short.
Yeah.
Like, man, now we turn it on y'all, and we buy into the short sales and make y'all look foolish. Now it's a fucking problem.
It almost reminds you of school. You remember how, like, you may get into an argument with a teacher who may be doing some bullshit, and like you call them on their shit and they send you to the office, and in order to make an example, because they can't condemn the teacher because a student called them out, they punish you in front of everybody, and then the teacher just gets reprimanded privately. So it's like all these people who actually made money and have saw this stock rise can't sell, or can only sell. Nobody can buy more stock. So anybody else who would want to profit off the advantage that a certain environment or a certain
they just don't
demographic created.
People you can say it's like they conspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, they colluded. They did all that thing. They had a conversation about, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Fuck these niggas up.
Yeah, because I think it spun from Reddit.
Yeah,
and the thing is that that's what they do. That's what the higher ups do. Like social networking. Social networking was just based off of, before social media. Social networking was based off of people's ability to have influence. Like if you had money and you were in a certain crowd. I think it was another podcast where Andrew Schultz was talking about, like, this was, like, I'm privy to more conversations about how to get money and how to avoid paying taxes. And I think about how many times I have thought about how many times I've paid my taxes or gone through business endeavors and never heard this information, strictly because my money wasn't up there enough. Now that my money is, I hear all this shit and I think to myself, I know so many other people who could use this information, and it's not offered to them because they're never going to be in this room, and nobody in this room is ever going to share it with them. So now that social media is the way of the world, you have the opportunity to share information on a completely different speed and level.
I heard Joe Budden say that Clubhouse was started for venture capitalists. So think about the ideas like those type of people are sharing.
Didn't I say on that, or like on another earlier episode, I think Clubhouse is just like crowdsource information for bigger companies who just want to eavesdrop to see what the overall narrative in certain subcultures is. Yeah, like Black Twitter or sneakerheads. It's all these groups that hit me up, and I join it just so I can kind of join the audience and listen. But for the most part, number one, you want to keep it real, Atlanta has sort of ran Clubhouse, at least the Clubhouse I'm familiar with. The cultural Clubhouse has been ran by Meezy and 21 Savage. And
shout out Steve-O too.
Yeah, shout out Steve-O. Steve-O kind of part of that whole collective. I think he's been kind of on the mix. In the mix since I got on.
Yeah, shout out 21 Savage, Joe Budden too.
Yeah, Joe Budden's another one. I think these kind of.
But yeah, Atlanta definitely is like the source of.
We've commanded our own market in a way where there was no initial culture, there was no initiative, and we just had to come up with the content and get the people to come in and buy in, and they were able to do that. And it's gotten the attention from everybody, from the creators of the app to creators of other apps that want to have that same level of influence the way Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram did.
But yeah, back to the Robin Hood shit is like, with that shit is like, I remember him saying like, yo, I try to buy into Clubhouse, and like they wasn't offering shares to niggas. It's like, but we are the people that created the culture. So it's like, when black people figure out like, hold up, man, we shouldn't be on this shit. It's like, oh yeah, you can't buy into this shit either. So it's like they keep moving the goalposts, the same shit with the GameStop shit. It's like, oh yeah.
So it was
fine when the business was failing, and we decide like as a people, we're not gonna let this business fail. We all buy into it because y'all already short sold it, because you already everybody figured, all right, GameStop is done, and now, or AMC and all this, like, you know, whatever it is, it's like now because we figured out the system. Now it's a problem, you know, like nobody, or you're not going to let us get money off this shit. Just like Clubhouse, just like, you know, anything else, you know.
I've thought about this in
it's like you're never going to let the people profit off of what we do.
I thought about this in the context of
it's fine for us to create it, but it's not fine for us to profit off it.
In the context of business,
the top 1%. My bad.
No, you straight. I thought about this in the context of business, but it might need to go for social media platforms as well. But like, there was a point in time in American culture where like leaving, like Marcus Garvey and the Garveyites, like, or even like certain Islamic nations, like taking your pilgrimage and never coming back, and like all of that shit made sense to certain people who were affected by American civilization.
I mean, like I said,
at a particular time in history.
Nigga, America, I feel like it's a Ponzi scheme. Nigga.
Yeah, it's
like, nigga, that shit is built on nothing.
And it's all fiat hope. It's like fiat success.
So when the people figure out the bullshit, it's like, oh.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But we kind of need to remove ourselves from certain environments, so that way we're able to incubate our ideas, and we're not as susceptible to becoming victims because somebody else takes advantage of the lack of knowledge and resources.
But the American system is a human problem. I feel like it's a human problem. I feel like it'll always exist. Like, so it's really nowhere you can go. It's just like, it's about power. It's about human emotions that'll never disappear. It's about ego. It's about all that type of shit. That's what make capitalism. That's all that shit is created from human emotions. So I don't think it's.
But I think that
I don't know if it's a place you can go where you can like escape it.
Fuck America and their ideas. Let's talk about the ability to evolve and adapt based on a person's humanity. Like, I think if you go to a particular place and we start with smaller numbers, like, I don't think this is the brain trust in a sense. We think a certain kind of way, so we distribute and move ideas based on the way we think.
Yeah, so I definitely think those type of places is. You
start smaller.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect everybody to have.
It's not even start. It's like those places already exist.
And I don't want everybody to have the same ideas or feel the same way I do. So that in itself is its own initiation, right? Like, oh, you think a certain kind of way or you feel a certain kind of way about this, the same way they're doing.
I mean, those places exist. Like, you talk about, like, certain cultures have very specific rules for very specific reasons because they want to make sure.
Yeah, shout out to Middle East.
A certain type of person doesn't get in. But, yeah, man, on that note.
We'll take a break.
Yeah, we'll be right back, man.
Go dumb. Yeah, before we get into any wash moments or like any of what we've been listening, any what we've been listening to or what we've been watching, I want to read this tweet the draft just got, this DM the draft just got online. Shout out.
Buckle up, man. This is my life.
Shout out this nigga, man.
Why draft always be so mad?
I swear, bro. It's always a method to the madness because I feel like draft always pops up with the most random stories out of any nigga I know. Like, there's always some pop fly from left field that comes in this nigga's life for no reason. But he walks in the house and tells us the story that he told on the pod about, or doesn't tell us the story that he told on the pod about his work environment. And then I've said environment like 11,000 times on this podcast too. But
I don't remember you saying.
He says, yeah, as the icing on this shit cake, he's like, yeah, man, some nigga just DM me, cussing me the fuck out for no reason. And we're like, what? Well, yeah, some nigga just DM me, cussing me out. I don't know what it's about. All I read was fuck you and he called me a bitch. And I'm like, yo, at what point did you see this nigga follow you? He's like, I don't know, this nigga sent me a text message or a DM about weed at some point and I didn't respond. And then the next message, which was the beginning of the year, like a week ago, and the next message that he got was, you look like Pascal Siakam, you ugly piece of shit. I'm the captain now, looking ass bitch. Nigga from nowhere, bro. And shout out to you because you a bitch. I'm not going to say your name, but you a bitch. I'll say you're Avi. You got Michael Jordan and LeBron James kneeling down, touching Kobe Bryant's jersey in what looks like the Staples Center.
Nigga, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, man.
Like real life.
It's not a...
I'll fuck you up, nigga.
It's not a game, but it's a game, and we just play it to play it, nigga. Like, at this point, man, this shit looks like you hating, man.
Yeah, this ain't the time to play with a nigga.
Yeah, you heard what... If you watch the pod, you know what niggas is going through. We obviously on edge, bruh.
Nah, real shit, I'll never do nothing to you, man. But if you magically, like, disappear on some shit, shout
blame me, bruh. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, nigga.
Shout out to you.
I'm not looking for clout, bro, but I'll die for my niggas, man.
Real shit. I really appreciate the DM, man. I appreciate you that took time to see like what exact NBA player I look like. I really appreciate that. My bitch.
Yo, I don't think Pascal Siakam is a...
My bitch don't even give me that type of time.
Is he an NBA player?
Like, she never compared me to an NBA player, man. Like, she really don't have that type of time.
You be looking at this nigga Avi in his eyes?
Yeah. He's like, damn. Shout out to him, though, man.
Do you?
I just thought it was weird. I'm like, damn, I'm not even popping yet, man.
Yeah. And on the low, it's only up from here, bro. These DMs like this are only up.
Yeah.
I remember certain niggas hating on you because, never mind. But yeah,
wait a minute. It's cool. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good, man. But it's always been up, man. I think at every point in life that we've ever had one of these incidents happen, nigga, it's always been up.
I said this shit about anime avatars, but also goes with any avatar that doesn't have your face in it, or like any kind of likeness of you.
You a bitch.
Straight out of bitchdom, nigga. Like,
straight out of bitchdom.
That's you. Like, yeah, show your face, nigga.
Yeah, but I guess I'll jump into what I've been watching.
I watched
the DB Cooper documentary. Shout out Draft. I just watched everything Draft watched over the past week. Everything but Little Things, which I haven't finished. I started watching the Denzel.
Might watch
movie
it tonight.
Then the other nigga, I can't remember his name. Rami Malek. This nigga looks like a 13-year-old boy in a suit. And what's
drugs.
Yeah, he looks like a handy capable Pete Davidson.
I was gonna. Damn, you took the I was like, what's the dude name from Saturday Night?
Yup.
Saturday Night Live.
He looks like handy capable Pete Davidson.
I like this.
Because there's points in times where he has the serious face.
It's that bug eyes.
But it looks like he's got a lemon in between his cheeks.
It's that bug eye drug. It's that bug eye drug.
Why are your lips pursed and you're doing like a press conference as the police chief? Yeah, they could be. Yeah. But yeah, I've been watching little things. Outside of that, I recently, like I always talk about on random YouTube deep dives. Since YouTube has this feature called Reels, I know I sound like somebody's grandfather.
On the computer, do some shit. I'm like, what was it?
Shut the fuck up, nigga. You on my side, nigga. But no, I've just been watching.
I'm asking for exercise, nigga.
Trying to get a wind in, nigga. I was looking up lasagna recipes and I went on this deep dive of
Garfield, man.
Yo, so look, you goddamn right I'm Garfield, nigga. You goddamn right, nigga. Hate. Yeah, fucking hate him. Shout out.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah,
Damn,
my lasagna. You missed it.
We're gonna bleep that.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Nigga, my lasagna had lamb and short ribs in it, nigga. I've kind of flexed on niggas. I finally made a lasagna that was too rich for me, and I like a lot of rich flavors, nigga. I'm the type of nigga that'll buy $13 butter just to marinate my steak. Like I'm not gonna do the regular shit. And when
king to a god,
nigga, what? Who wants gods, nigga? Shout out to God and goddesses worldwide. They've been keeping up with my progress. But lasagna, steaks, various meats on the grill. I'm getting ready for summer. Like I swear to God, Trav, I'm coming for you. We really got to sit down and have a showdown, because I think I'm nice now, man. I think I can eyeball work. Like if I throw a steak on the grill, yeah, shout out Gorilla Zoe. But if I throw a steak on the grill, give me 7.5 minutes. I'll show you a medium steak. You know what I mean? 7.5 minutes on side, depending on the temperature. But I'll show you a medium steak, no thermometer. Yeah, man, I've been watching a lot of cooking tutorials on YouTube. Still been doing processing like whole animals. Like I recently found a spot on the east side for all my niggas that know Nam de Moon. Nam de Moon has, you can get a whole lamb. So, and at my market, I can get a whole pig. So I'm thinking about processing a pig and cutting it up, or I'm thinking about barbecuing a whole pig and then processing a whole lamb, so I can do chops, loin, shank, and leg specifically, and then the rest of it I'm just gonna make stock.
You piece of shit.
Yeah.
No.
Shout out. Bleep that.
I respect it, man.
But yeah, everything else, entertainment wise, a lot of literature, or a lot of literature.
Oh, Charles Barkley.
I missed it. I'm so out the loop. No, but a lot of literature based. I was gonna say Magic Johnson. Stadium down theating. all my theaters got stadium down. The round down. I own the Dodgers.
Literature.
But a lot of literature based.
I still don't like it.
I'm drunk, bro. Fuck y'all niggas, man. I rap, nigga. You ain't gotta worry about what the fuck I say. I fuck it up. You gotta deal with it, nigga.
Legends of the Fall coming from.
Coming from.
God damn it.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Shut up, man.
Yeah, but a lot of literature based. I'm gonna just keep saying. A lot of literature-based content on YouTube. Terrence McKenna, Alan Watts, Charles Bukowski. What I've been listening to, More Salt, Karungabin. If I got to shout out anything recent I've been listening to,
I appreciate this.
War. Shout out Amber with Amberland. She just sent me a clip of them on Soul Train playing.
I fuck with Amberland, man.
Only black podcast I fuck with. Only black female podcast I fuck with.
She's very well rounded, man. And I really appreciate that. Like the fact that she can talk basketball and then talk like some girl shit that I don't give a fuck about. But,
or political content.
Yeah. But I appreciate the well roundedness of it.
Yeah, but Why Can't We Be Friends album, Why Can't We Be Friends, obviously. Don't Let the World Get You Down. It was a point in time where I started my morning with that song every day. Lotus Blossom and Leroy's Lament are standouts. Lowrider is also on this album, but not one of my favorite songs about war. Salt 7 specifically. Living in America, Tiptoe, Smile and Go, Friends. So Help Me God, 2 Chainz, Lambo Wrist, Can't Go For That,
like
Ziploc,
a non-star athlete. I'm sorry, bro. Like, damn.
Sylvia Demo, Isaiah Rashad, Hereditary.
See, how come that nigga's not even a star?
West
dog?
Savannah,
like
Soliloquy, Heavenly Father,
he didn't even say a star. Like, he didn't say LeBron James.
Kendrick Lamar, Untitled Unmastered. If you don't know, now you know. Real shit. Shout out Taji. I went back.
You look like Steve Kerr. Like, star, dog.
Who do you look like, bruh?
It's like, nigga, damn, you really dug deep. Like, you really watch basketball. Now I know you're a basketball fan too and shit. Like,
you don't know whether to fuck with him or not. Y'all fuck with your effort, but not your direction, bruh. No, but I went back to Hughes from Monday Blues 6.
My bad, man.
Mornings. I'm gonna start posting. I got another Hughes that I still haven't labeled yet. That's already out, but I'm gonna post it on our shit. And we got a playlist coming soon. Taji and I put together the last Hughes from Monday Blues. I'm gonna do another one tonight if I'm not too drunk.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's try.
Yeah, let's do it by the end of the week. Before the next pod, we'll just figure out a Walsh Gauze pod playlist. And I want to do another Hughes from Monday Blues. So Taji, tap in.
So before this episode drops, y'all get a playlist.
Yeah, before this episode drops, y'all get a playlist. I'm gonna shout out black businesses while we're here. City in the Woods, Free Agency, No Limit Exposure.
Hazeworth.
You Film, Hazeworth. Oh, You Film Me, my bad. Shout out Chattanooga, man. Everybody out there in chat.
Dirty Drum Academy.
23 Penny, all my niggas. Phyllis Iller.
Dirty Drum Academy.
Zoa. Shout out Zoa Photography.
Hazeworth, did I say that? Zoa Photography.
Chop Ross.
Chop Ross, like, this is the
Versus. Yeah. Decatur Zone. Shout out Decatur Zone Season. I got real beef. Pause. We gotta see each other soon though, man. We really haven't cooked in a minute. I feel like you just be doing shit for the fam. You ever doing shit for the fam?
I'm gonna say City in the Woods again. City in the Woods. City in the Woods. City in the Woods.
Yo, pop up coming in March too, man. I'm gonna go ahead and blow it up.
Suburbia non grata.
Nigga.
No limit exposure.
Get your brews up, bitch.
No limit exposure. No limit exposure.
If you see us,
exposure.
you see him.
No limit exposure. No limit exposure. But
shout out Uncle Nearest, nigga. We ain't never shouted out Uncle Nearest. We need the sponsorship. That's Kill Baggins.
I know, but Kill Baggins too.
They're not black.
Ivoryland.
Oh yeah, Ivoryland. Shout out Ivoryland, man.
Yeah.
Y'all straight. But yeah.
I guess that's about it.
Washed but never washed up.
Guess we're washed, never washed up. I feel like I had something else to say that I didn't really get off. Fuck. All right, well, I'm sorry.
Y'all stay black.
Stay black or die. Shout out to
like, subscribe, share, please. Yes. I appreciate everybody fucking with us. It's been a lot of positive response. I've seen niggas in the street who fucked with us, man. Like, a lot of people have hit me up on IG and Twitter and told me they're listening to the pod. Shout out Horace. Shout out Flux. Flux just talked to us the other day until he told us he was fucking with the
Who said Flux?
Flux. Shout out Flux. We gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta take a piss anyway, bro. Yeah, Wash never washed up. Shout out everybody fucking with the pod though, for real.
Yeah. We out.